You're listening to the Advanced Christianity series. Today's meditation is the AM practice, first thing upon waking up. So what you want to do is, typically Monday through Friday, if you're working, you want to set your alarm 15 minutes prior to the regular time you would wake up. 15 to 20 minutes just for the sake of having that time for this meditation. So now what happens is, between those days, Monday through Friday, or whatever days you work, as soon as that alarm rings, that moment of the alarm ringing and becoming conscious and aware and acting on that alarm in order to turn it off, you want to get the feeling and the seeing that waking up is happening on its own. There is no one who's waking up. Turning off the alarm clock is happening on its own. There's no one who is turning off the alarm. And laying back down, going into meditation, is happening all on its own. There's no one who's doing it. Now, when laying back down does happen, what you want to do first is scan through all the senses. Open up the eyes a little bit, just allow the light of the morning to come in. And get the feeling that seeing is happening all on its own. It's going on all by itself. There's nothing that has to be done for seeing to happen. It's just naturally occurring by itself. It's its own thing. There's no need to force seeing to happen. There's no need to think I or feel I or to have some kind of identity. None of that is necessary for seeing to naturally occur all by itself. It's going on all by itself. There's no one who's doing the seeing happening all by itself. Then from seeing, you move on to hearing. Maybe hearing the outside, any traffic, any birds, the wind, just the ambiance of the room. The same thing with hearing. It's happening all on its own. It's effortless. There's no need to do anything, to be anyone, to think anything, to feel anything. Nothing is necessary for hearing to be happening all by itself, all on its own. It's its own thing. So getting a feel for hearing happening on its own. Seeing is happening on its own. There's no I, there's no me that's required for any of these. Then you move on to taste. That morning taste, morning breath, that want to brush your teeth. Letting go of all of that and just recognizing taste is happening on its own also. There's no one who's doing the tasting. And smell is happening on its own. Even if there's nothing to smell, just the ambiance, the natural smell of the room, of the bed, of the sheets, of the morning, of the air, all of that occurring on its own. There's no one who's doing the smelling. That smelling, that nose is connected to breathing. The lungs breathing all on their own. Just feeling, sensing, seeing, being aware of the lungs, inhaling and exhaling all on their own. Effortless. There's no one who's doing it. Just feeling the entire body laying there. Allowing the body to be surrendered. To just be. To rest within the meditation. And seeing that this body is also occurring all on its own. It's not you. The body isn't you. It's not who you are. It's just an appearance. It's just a feeling of something that's naturally occurring on its own, just like all the senses. There is no necessity Nothing required for the body to be as it is, for the body to occur, for the body to be able to rest. It's all on its own. It's its own thing. There is no you who is doing the bodying. The body is occurring on its own. Now, the part of you that is able to scan, be aware of, and put attention onto all these different senses and the body is awareness, attention. Awareness is happening all on its own. There is no you who's awareing. There is no you who's being aware. That awareness is just inherently and intrinsically occurring on its own. It is as it is. There is no need to do anything for it to be there. It does not require a you for it to be there. So this awareness occurring on its own, attention, being aware, being conscious, seeing, aliveness, all on its own, without a you. Now, of course, there's that ego, that mind. I have to get something to eat. I have to use the bathroom. I have to get ready for work. What will I eat for breakfast? What's going to happen at work today? I can't believe this. I wonder about this. I worry about this. I. All of these things, all of these stories playing out in the mind. Seeing that they're playing out. Seeing, being aware of what is the ego doing, what is it creating, what thoughts are occurring, and just not minding it any business, allowing these thoughts to occur, allowing the stream of thoughts to arise. Those thoughts, that stream is occurring all on its own. There is no you that's required for those thoughts to happen, for them to arise. They're just all occurring on their own. And just letting go of all of them. Whatever thoughts arise, they fall away. And another thought arises and then falls away. Just not abiding, not sticking to the storytelling of the ego. Not falling victim, not paying it any attention. All these thoughts are illusions anyway, they're not real. The only thing that's real is this present moment, this present experience. Awareness, being aware without an awarer is real. All these senses, this body, everything occurring in the present moment. Experience itself is happening all on its own. There is no experiencer. What is the mind doing? Check back and see. That mind, that ego, is probably creating more illusions. How much longer should I do this meditation? When is the 15 minutes up? Or 20 minutes, when is the 20 minutes up? Maybe I should go back to 15 minutes because this is too long. I can't sit with this. I can't be like this. I need to get up and do something. No. Everything ignored, let go of, allow it to fall away, and just resting in the present moment, not abiding in any of the thoughts, not attaching to any of the storytelling. That thought, I have to pee, I have to go eat breakfast, I have to get ready, I have to wake up, I have to do. That I isn't even real. It has no substance. It's just a thought. It's imagined. It's an illusion. Surrendering, letting go of this I, and falling back into the present moment. And just going back to rescanning the senses. Seeing is happening on its own, no seer. Hearing happening on its own, no hearer. Breathing happening on its own, no breather. A heart beating all by itself. There is no heart beater. Feeling that whole body occurring by itself. There is no body or thoughts, whatever the thoughts are playing out, whatever storylines, whatever mind stream is occurring. They're all happening on their own. The mind stream is occurring on its own. There is no mind streamer. There is no thinker. It's allowing all of that to occur as it does without abiding into any of it, without identifying with any of the thoughts. Just allowing this atmosphere of non-identification. No identifying with any of the senses. No identifying with any of the thoughts. Just this free-flowing rest. This free-flowing beingness. Just laying there, allowing whatever is occurring to occur. And it's not occurring to anyone. It's just free-flowing experience occurring all on its own. It doesn't require a you. There is no you in any of it. Everything all occurring on its own. Everything's united. Check and see for yourself. Seeing happening at the same time as hearing is occurring. Seeing, hearing is occurring at the same time as breathing. At the same time as the heart beating. At the same time as the body, feeling that whole body laying there. At the same time as whatever thoughts are occurring, arising, thought streams. At the same time, awareness is aware of all of this. At the same time, everything is surrendered, loose. There's no identification with any one thing. It's the looseness of experience. Surrendering to that, being in that, allowing that to be as it is. Not looking for anything, not identifying with anything. Just falling, surrendering, allowing, being, loosening, resting. Everything occurring as it is. The isness of the AM meditation. Allowing all the thoughts to fall away. Everything deepening now. Surrender is deeper. Non-identification is more. Who you thought you were is less. Who you felt you were is less. Who you identified as is less. Unraveling. Undoing. All happening on its own. There is no me in any of it. Whatever the mind is doing, let it do whatever it's doing, whatever it's thinking. Just illusions, storylines, the mind stream happening all by itself. Daydreams, none of them real. Awareness is aware of all of this, but there is no one who's awareing any of this. There is no me in any of it. Seeing all by itself, hearing all by itself, breathing all by itself, feeling all by itself, thoughts arising all by themselves. This direct experience occurring all by itself. It's all united with everything, it's all one. There are no divisions, there are no separations unless the mind, unless the ego creates them. And those created divisions and separations, those created labels, stories, illusions, mind streams, they're not even real. Allow them to fall away, non-abidance. There is no you in any of this. That body is not you. The seeing is not you. The thoughts are not you. The feelings are not you. The hearing is not you. None of the senses are you. The awareness is not you. Anything that is experienced is not you. Even the experience itself is not you. It's all water. It's water is occurring, it's flowing all by itself, all on its own. Just resting in this atmosphere of non-identification. That atmosphere of non-identification is always there. It's just usually obstructed by identifying with thoughts, with feelings, with the body, with the senses. So it's a constant and consistent return into non-identifying with anything, non-abiding, non-attachment. This loose, flowing experience of reality happening all on its own. Resting in that for 15 minutes. And then starting your day, starting the rest of the day. Getting up and going into the rest of what today brings. And attempting to or trying to bring this non-abidance, non-identification, flowing, loose experience happening all by itself, allowing that to come into the rest of the day, into the next micro-event, which is usually going into the bathroom, brushing teeth, showering, expelling urination. From then on is the next event, going downstairs or into the kitchen, breakfast, eating, coffee, tea, all of that occurring all by itself. No identifications, all flowing smoothly. This AM meditation, on the days that you have off, when there is no work, with the ability to sleep in, the freedom to sleep in, allowing this 15-20 minutes AM practice to occur a little bit longer and allowing it to naturally arise as the body naturally awakens in the morning without the need for the alarm. Just slowly consciousness awakens and starts to become conscious, and the ego, the mind stream, starts to do its thing, churn out its thought processes, its storylines, its I this and I that, and just loosely letting go of all of that. No attachments, non-abidance. This is the AM practice, AM meditation. Doing this every day, allowing this to become the daily routine, the daily morning foundation of how the rest of the day will flower and will occur loosely like this.